American partner of Philip Paulwell reportedly traveled to the island with the sole intent of murdering his infant daughter and her mother. This occurred one day after she confronted the woman about the infant on a social media platform. The 34-year-old woman reportedly arrived in the island 4 days before Ms. Patterson and Saraya were abducted outside their home in St. Andrew on September 9th. They were allegedly taken to East Kingston and shot and killed, and their bodies burnt. Ms. Bradshaw is alleged to have paid $100,000 Jamaican to the hitmen as part of a down payment for the job. The allegations were disclosed on Friday after Bradshaw and her cousin Roland Balfour were brought before Justice Rees on a voluntary bail of indictment to bypass proceedings in the parish court. She was dressed in an oversized lavender print dress, and the mother of one looked defeated and utterly dejected as she was painted as the mastermind behind the shocking kidnapping and murder. Balfour, who is among 4 persons arrested in the deadly plot, had a similarly downcast appearance. Bradshaw, who also shares a child with Paulwell, was charged with 2 counts, each of capital murder, conspiracy to murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy to kidnapping. Balfour was charged with 2 counts, each of accessory before the fact to kidnapping and accessory before the fact to murder. After outlining the allegations, Bradshaw bowed her head as the court heard how she contacted the men and hatched a plan to murder and kidnap the woman and child before she landed in Jamaica. According to the allegations, on September 5, Bradshaw learned of the child's existence and contacted Miss Patterson via a social media platform while introducing herself as Paulwell's wife. During the discussions, he reportedly advised Patterson to conduct a paternity test, but following the conversation, the woman blocked her on the social media platform. The prosecution said that the following day, Bradshaw, who lives in the United States, arrived in the island on a mission to murder the woman and child. With the assistance of her cousin and co-defendant Balfour, Bradshaw reportedly contacted men and contracted their services. These men included Roshane Miller and Richard Brown. Their job was to kidnap and murder the mother and the daughter. Later that night, the men reportedly went to check out the area where Miss Patterson lived. It is further alleged that on September 7th, they went to the home in Stony Hill, St. Andrew, where Bradshaw was staying, to discuss the execution of the kidnapping and murder plot. 2 days later, close to 7 a.m., Bradshaw reportedly made several calls to Miss Patterson with an attempt of luring her out of her home, but was unsuccessful. Based on evidence that was presented, Bradshaw showed up at Patterson's Gilmore Drive, Kingston 20 home at 7 a.m. in a tinted SUV motor vehicle. Patterson and her baby entered the vehicle, where they remained for more than 15 minutes. The motor vehicle left the area at 7:22 a.m. It was further added that it is alleged that Bradshaw then took them to Stony Hill, where she handed them over to the men to carry out the job. The woman and her daughter were forcibly taken to Worker Hill in St. Andrew, where they were shot dead and their bodies burnt. The scene of the crime was later visited by law enforcement officers, who found dried bones and blood near the area where the 2 were believed to have been killed.